Welcome back, everybody, to the DOTA 2 match happening here, the final game in today's edition of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel, and presented to you by
Northern Gaming
and
ESL.
Good girl, Angela. Good girl. Unlike some people who aren't good in life. Unlike some people who aren't good in life. Angela is a good person. Now moving on. Today is a very special day. Because, again, of the simple fact that today we get to see two very interesting teams having a showdown in Dota 2. So I'm very thrilled and excited about it, Angela.
Yeah.
What do you have to add about it?
Do you want to introduce the teams first?
Oh, sure. Let's introduce the team. Today's Dota 2 match is going to be between two very interesting teams, like I said. It's going to be Reckoning Esports versus Reckoning Infinity. So let's quickly take a look at the Esports bit first, the Reckoning Esports team. Pretty interesting lineup. In fact, I know one of the players, DOTA.
Yeah.
I've happened to meet him quite often in a lot of LAN events. Pretty interesting chap. Yeah, well, that's Team Reckoning
Good team.
Esports.
Well, I mean, they're based out of Pune, and as of now, they sit on 6th on the leaderboard. Interesting team over there. They've taken a win against Buriza, but they've taken their loss against Signify.
Yep. Quite a tough loss that one was. I mean, considering Buriza is still pretty much admissible as a competition. Remember, guys, like, this is the Masters League. Any shit can go down here. And when I use the word shit, I mean, I intend it in the wellest and goodest possible ways. Like, some of the best teams can topple down. You never know. Like I said,
Definitely.
Signify can lose. I mean to say, we have come from a year when we had a showdown between A5 and Signify, and people were like biting the nails. They bit their fingers off saying, "Acha, kaun jeetne wala hai?" So if you can bring yourself up to that level and defeat Signify,
games
definitely
just
nothing
have to
like
get more and more interesting. Otherwise, I mean, esports will get a little boring if the game.
Yeah, I mean, and plus it's a game. It's a sport, right?
Yes.
Somebody has to lose. I mean,
True.
If you see India-Australia cricket match, it's not as like both are coming for a barat and like, yeah, we'll both be happy and like we're going to be like, it's a win-win situation. Somebody's got to lose. Somebody's got to be the better team here. So, well, in this instance, it just so happens that the opposition also is a Reckoning team. It's Reckoning Infinity. I have zilch idea why. Is that the IGL in the center, that Param guy?
Yes.
For Infinity?
Always.
I don't know, but I like his expression. He's got that. I kind of know, but I don't know. What's the name? ASD. Yes. No, not ASD. Who was the guy?
ASD.
No, I'm talking about Avada. I'm talking about Avada. Yes, okay. Avada is the guy from Infinity. Yes.
Yeah.
Look at his expression. Such a. I don't know. What's happening here?
I think our photographer took the picture too quickly.
Yeah, Saik Jari Ahmed, please learn better photographic skills. But moving on, well, that's Team Reckoning Infinity.
So this team is as of now right below their sister team, Reckoning Esports. They sit 7th on the board as of now. They won a game though against the Gatski, which is one of the top contenders in this tournament. But they've taken losses against Signify and Buriza.
And the good thing is Infinity rages less than Esports.
Well, they are a new team by the same company. So Reckoning Esports is their complete professional squad, and Reckoning Infinity is the squad that is still learning. It's like Buriza and Buriza Youth.
Yeah,
a similar concept
like
coming in there. Yeah,
it's like that. So let's quickly take a look at the map. Why am I saying map draft? Wow, I'm still not out of the Counter-Strike zone.
We can check out the
hero draft. I think the draft should be ready.
Anytime now.
Oh, the draft is not yet ready. So, Angie, a little bit more about the teams then.
All right. So, these both teams are based out of Pune, like we've already spoken about this before. They both had even taken part in the ESL India 2017 Premiership. Of course, Reckoning Esports made it all their way to the LAN finale, but Reckoning Infinity couldn't. But they're coming in strong in this year because last year they had just started playing as a team.
They were in the challenges.
They were in the challenges. And yes, now they have made the Masters. So, I'm expecting them to perform much better this year in the Masters.
I mean, it's it's not just them. It's expected out of every single Masters team.
True.
The name Masters means a lot. There's a lot of weight behind the title Masters. I mean, sure, I could play in starter. You could play in starter. But again, playing in the Masters League is not just any achievement. It's a lot of responsibility on your own end to do so much better with your team if you are able to do that. And now we see a ban coming in from Reckoning Infinity, which is going to be Omni Knight. This is predominantly a Reckoning Derby game happening today. We are waiting a ban coming from Reckoning Esports, which could be coming in any moment, and it's Tusk. It's Tuskar.
Everybody doesn't like the Tusk because Tusk in the fourth role, he is just devastating, and having him banned out is better than playing against him. So that's a good ban coming in there from Reckoning Esports. Reckoning Infinity, on the other hand, they love to play a lot of Bane, a lot of MK. They like to, walk around the map a lot, get those kills needed. So I'm hoping to see whether they opt to go for an OD. Though I have heard that Reckoning Infinity plays an amazing Tusk. So maybe that's another reason why this ban is there on the board. For now, they're going to take some time with that second ban, a lot of time on the clock. They could opt to go and ban out the Razor. It's much needed because we have Reckoning Esports who plays
they've gone ahead and banned out Tiny there.
Tiny, much needed ban. He's been creating havoc in the ESL India Premiership and even in international tournaments.
That means a lot of heroes are creating havoc. I mean, if that is appropriately, if they're used appropriately, it all boils down to that.
True. I would also want to see maybe a Naga getting banned, but for now they're going to go ahead and ban on the Night Stalkers.
Like I said, Night Stalker has been banned. Life Stealer is already there. I mean, these are set heroes in the current meta, which are like I said, like we were discussing this yesterday, Angie.
Yeah.
Like somebody's making the meta, right? Somebody's crunching the numbers.
True.
They just have to devise new and better combos. So I mean, sure, right now these heroes which are getting banned are the ones which are in the irritating pool, like we call it. And there we see a Razor ban coming in from Reckoning Infinity.
Alright, and the last ban for Reckoning Esports towards Reckoning Infinity. I'm hoping that they ban out the Monkey King or the Lycan, because Reckoning Infinity are pretty good on those two heroes. And I'm hoping to see whether that happens. But they're going to ban out the Bane. They are very, very scared about the position 4 of Reckoning Infinity. All their 3 bans have been against that particular player, I would say, because I really have to go back and check who is this 4th role player that Reckoning Esports is very concerned about. But as of now, the first pick is ready for Reckoning Infinity. They could opt to pick up their supports for Sand King, Witch Doctor, Disruptor still in the pool. That could maybe just start off with their draft and maybe head into the bigger chips, and it's going to be the Sand King getting picked off very fast by Reckoning Infinity. Now Reckoning Esports, on the other hand, they like to play a little bit more versatile. They like the Keeper of the Light. They like the Pit Lord and the Naga, but for now they're going to opt to go with the Rubik. I'm hoping to see them pick the Jakiro.
No, I said I like this hero.
Rubik. Yes. Everybody likes Rubik.
Yeah. I mean, the spell steal is way too cool, man. I like.
Definitely, and I think he's the only hero in Dota in general who can completely show you something so different that you would never expect from your
every single game, every single time.
True. There's not one way you can play Rubik. There are like 1,000 ways you can play Rubik. I mean, depending on what skill he steals, depending on his item build and putting all that forward.
Depending on an Aghanims, depending that the person playing the Rubik should definitely go for a Kaya.
True. I don't personally like Rubik. I mean, but that's
Tell me your favorite heroes, Andy. Tell me more.
Mirana. I love Mirana, but because she's a very mobile hero, and
sure,
you
just like leaping tigers.
And on top of it, she can be played in any kind of role. Whether you put her in a 5th role, she can handle herself because she's got the escape. You send her mid, she can also play mid. You send her carry,
and plus you like leaping cats.
Yeah, now she's got 3 leaps, so that's even cooler. Anyway, going ahead, they do pick up the Pit Lord for now. Reckoning Esports, very expected pick coming in over there for them. He's going to be an offlane Pit Lord. I think mostly they may even opt to go for a Void. They like to play the Void a lot. They also like to play the Death Prophet mid. So if they opt to pick up their mid next, it may be a Death Prophet, or maybe I'm very surprised to not see a Storm at all. Like, I think we've not seen a Storm Spirit in any of the games till now in the ESL India Premiership.
Nobody wants to
zap around the map.
Yeah, man. Zap. That's how it goes. Yeah, nobody wants to do that. But a Storm Center would be so much fun.
True.
Like given the current talent tree with Storm, that guy is out for blood. But this is going to be an ancient apparition.
I love that pick. I mean, he's one of my favorite heroes, and devastating. I mean, in the early games, his Stilling Touch does a lot of damage. You can actually harass out anybody in the offlane. Also, playing a hero like that, he doesn't really need to be in most of the gangs. He can just sit at base and ulti anywhere on the map. That kind of gives Reckoning Esports lesser heroes to kill. And normally when you have a 5v5 gank happening, you have your carry first kill the supports. But if this ancient apparition is how I believe this draft is going to go, he's not really going to be much in the fights. And that means you have Sand King already, who's very mobile. He's just going to use his Sandstorm and either get out of the fight, he has a blink. But what is Reckoning Esports going to catch when there's nobody else they can kind of go around?
True, because Esports are Reckoning Esports has gone ahead and banned Phantom Lancer there. Another cancer hero there.
Oh, he's
I mean,
horrible.
The Lathi charge is absolutely non-commendable, man. Like somebody like.
It's got a 3-second cooldown.
What are you talking about? 3-second cooldown before today's edition of the ESL India Premierships like started. I was playing a game, Angie. After a long time, I was like, okay, I'll play DOTA. I picked up Razor. I was very happy. I had a Sanjasha. I had a Nagaz. I had everything sorted for that. Except that I forgot that there is a PL in my opposition. And he's just going for it. That guy has no idea when to stop, how to stop. But just like close after close. It's like Matrix happening. Like zoop, 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 zoop.
Well, he's a very hard carry to beat, so it's good that they banned him off for now. Reckoning Infinity looking to pick up their 4th hero, but while I see those picks come in, I'm hoping to see Reckoning Esports pick up the Duke hero. They have fared pretty well on that particular hero, so I mean it's a good option for them. But they're going against their sister team, so they've really played against this team quite a lot.
So they know exactly what to do and what not to do.
Exactly where the strengths lie. For now, it's going to be another ban coming in there from Reckoning Esports. They're going to take some time with this one. They could opt to ban out I think the Doom, because Reckoning Infinity like to play the Doom quite a bit in the off lane. I'm also worried about the mid, so like banning out the OD would be a good idea for them.
Would be a great idea.
Yeah, they need to really get rid of that.
And OD late game is a lot of trouble.
Oh, he's massacre. They could also opt to go and ban out the MK, because I mean Reckoning Infinity like to play the Monkey King in the off lane. But lots of time on the clock here. They're going to opt to ban the Puck. Again, not a hero I've seen much in the ESL India Premiership. The ban coming out for him, okay, they're a little worried about the mid. I would have banned out the OD to be more specific, or even the Viper, because those two heroes are really scary in the mid lane. But now it's time for the final ban before we see the next pick. And Reckoning Infinity gotta be a little careful. They gotta ban out an other carry who could be devastating for them. The Gyro needs a ban here, because that could work really well with Reckoning Esports draft. They could also opt to go and ban out the Winter, because the Winter with the Rubik is pretty scary. And if they don't ban the Winter, or maybe the Disruptor, this could be a little chaotic for their supports from Reckoning Infinity. But
indeed,
they ban out the Void.
Ban out Void there. And then OD gets picked up by Reckoning Esports. And now Infinity is going to answer back. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Viper.
Void, last time Reckoning Esports played the Void, they were fantastic on him. So that good ban coming there. Reckoning Infinity done their homework on Reckoning Esports. So it's so confusing saying Reckoning.
Which Reckoning?
Yeah, so I would say Infinity.
Whose Reckoning is this?
Infinity and Esports. How about that? So Esports for now ban out the Void, and Reckoning Esports taking this opportunity, going to pick up that OD real quickly. They still got to see who's going to be their carry. We still have the Luna in the pool. I forgot her the last time, but she is pretty good at breaking down towers. Plus they have the Pitlor and the Rubik to support her.
It'll be fun seeing a Mirana in this game. What do you think?
I would wish that they would pick a Mirana. She doesn't get picked up at all in this meta.
Poor woman's like always like, you know, left aside.
Yeah, I mean there was a point when she was very much in the meta, and I find her really amazing because her ultimate is Moonlight, and
it's very, very, very
you can get any gang off with that kind of
moment,
especially in game like this. But for now, with the Earth Spirit
we have to make do with an Earth Spirit.
I'm hoping to see now the Sand King going in the off lane, the Ancient, and actually not even off lane. It could also be that the Sand King could be roaming with the Earth Spirit and give the Ancient some time in the safe lane with the carry. So he also gets his levels up really quickly. He will pull stack, get some farm, get to level 6 super quick. For now, but we're going to see Reckoning Esports take some time on their 4th pick. They are going to mostly pick up their 4th role support. Night Stalker being banned out. Rubik, if he's not playing 5th and he's going 4th, then they still got to pick up something as Disruptor, Witch Doctor, still there, but would be a little too squishy in my eyes. Maybe a very versatile pick like a Meepo like we saw yesterday.
Would a VS work here?
Earthshaker?
No, VS.
Vengeful Spirit. Yes, it could work out here.
A
It could be a
VS,
good
a
pick.
VS could be a very, very, very good help if you want to play her in the fourth role support, like a second support for your game.
They
In
could
that
also pick
instance.
up the Shadow Demon. Actually, now when you come to think of it,
Yeah.
even the Shadow Demon would do well for them. But my bets are mostly on the
But I'm
Disruptor.
I'm literally thinking. Think about it this way. How it works so well is Reckoning Esports will have a pit lord who has the atrophy aura. Then you have the vengeful aura.
Yeah.
You see that like the aura stack is only way too much, and the damage you're accumulating in
True.
that with just the presence of your support there, who's like passively aggressively supporting you in the lane. It adds so beautifully.
I mean, I would say that Veggie is a very situational pickup, but this
But
Earthshaker,
yes.
being one of the top picks, we saw him yesterday also, and
Smash.
finally we see a life stealer into this game. Now, I love this pickup because it's what Reckoning Infinity actually needs. They didn't really have anybody sustain all that damage coming in from Reckoning Esports, and Lifestealer is a great example to go ahead and make that
Indeed.
easy for them. It also gives them an opening that when he starts fighting, he could just, go in and come out and go in again. And that means that the Ancient Apparition has a good opening time to send out his ultimate into the fight. Also, Sand King gets that time on the Burrow Strike. For now, Reckoning Esports getting worried about the mid lane a little bit. Going to just go and ban out that Tinker. And hopefully, we're going to see another mid hero getting banned out here from Reckoning Infinity.
Angela, we haven't seen a Timber Saw in ESL so far, right?
Yeah, he got a little bit of nerf in the 7 point. He got a little bit of nerf. People don't really like him that
like
much.
him anymore after even seeing that amazing 4-man kill wrapped by OD Pixel.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was death on demand, and they banned out a Juggernaut
They're
here.
going to ban out the Juggernaut, and that means Infinity is looking to pick their mid now. It mostly will be a Templar Assassin. They like to play that hero quite a bit in the mid lane. Also fares decently well against the OD, but I think a Viper would make that a 100% win in the mid lane, because I hardly know heroes who can sustain themselves against OD, and if I had two in mind, it would be Viper and Templar Assassin. And they're going to take some time. Maybe even the DK. The DK could fit into this draft for Reckoning Infinity. It works well with the Sand King, with the Ancient Apparition, and they're going to pick up a Lina. Okay. This is a pick that
This match is gonna go for long.
I'm a little worried about Reckoning Infinity at this point. I mean, picking up
too.
the
Me
Lina against the OD, okay, fine, it's a good idea, unless she's hoping that she's constantly having this fourth role support coming
Yeah.
from the Earth Spirit. But if she is not going to be able to sustain, that OD is going to really get a lot of farm. And I don't see this game going more than 30 minutes if this OD gets really fat. And finally, Reckoning Esports going to pick up
TB.
their... I always say TB and he's never picked. And there's one day that I don't say Terraplane, he gets a pickup. I really like Reckoning Esports draft. They're just going to completely just keep roaming around this map and taking down towers.
It's a very free game now for Reckoning Esports.
Definitely. I mean, if they are looking to finish this game in the first 25 minutes, Reckoning Esports have a great draft here. All they need to do is give that Terrorblade about, say, 20 minutes of good farm, and then he will just see him going around the
Just
map and
go
doing a
around,
lot of
kill
damage.
people.
That's it.
Well, that's what we have from the analyst desk. Let's move over to the game itself and see what's in store for us there.
Definitely.
May the best team win.
We are here and we are live with another day in the summer season of the ESL India Premiership. This is phase one, and we've got Reckoning Esports facing off versus Reckoning Infinity. Two teams, same organization. I'm sure they've played versus each other a bunch, so there's going to be a lot of heavy counter stratting going on. I don't know. I last saw chat saying someone got outdrafted. But looking at the draft, there isn't enough control for the Lifestealer. And now that I think about it, they've got nothing that can stop him from just popping his rage and deeping out of there. So I expect this Lifestealer to get huge. The Terrorblade, I don't know. I don't see answers for the Terrorblade either. And straight as we load into the game, we got a pause going. And that's going to give me a little bit of time to just quickly run through the lineups here and get ourselves oriented with both these teams. On the side of excellent. Okay, so Moon is Reckoning Infinity. I know Moon. Okay, so on the side of Reckoning Esports, we got Terblade. He's going to be played by Dot. World Fav is going to be handling the Underlord Rubik in the hands of a name that I can't read. Takagi will be playing that OD, and that leaves us with On My Own playing the Earthshaker. On the other side of the river for Reckoning Infinity, we got Moon playing the Lina, Avada playing the Ancient Apparition, Losing My Mind playing that Lifestealer, Cock on the 4 position, Earth Spirit, and I'm done on the Sand King. Both drafts can ask certain questions of each other. This Lina pick, um, there was a time when Lina was picked a lot, and she actually did do better than the OD. I don't think she gets too bothered by the OD. I don't think OD is ever going to get close enough to really start working in some damage with the Arcane Orbs, so she's going to be okay at mid. The Terrorblade can output damage on the Lifestealer from range with the Metamorphosis, but then you got a vehicle. You got the Sand King who should be able to take the Lifestealer up close and personal, and with his rage active, there isn't really any control. No one, like I mentioned earlier on, can really stop this Lifestealer when he pops the rage and looks to TP out. So he can even be a bit greedy about just keeping the lanes pushed. But there is a fair amount of ways to control this TP. You got the Sand King. Straight away gets blocked at his own bounty rune, and Dot, he's got to be careful. Doesn't want to die at level 1. He's put his first kill point into Reflection, and that's going to be enough to hold back the Sand King in the Earth Spirit. Up top, Underlord. I think he's going to be okay. The Lifestealer does... I mean, his lifesteal is a percentage of the enemy's max health. So he's got that working for him, and there is certainly kill potential once the AA puts a point into the Chilling Touch, which he's already committed to early on. So he's going to try and harass out the Underlord as much as possible. We are seeing some sort of a dual lane coming up from Reckoning Infinity. It is the Sand King down bottom. I said dual lane, but Earth Spirit moves up top as the Rolling Boulder. And Wolfhav just going to TP out of them. Mid lane, Moon versus Takagi, and I think I'm somewhat expecting Moon to pull ahead in this lane. Does end up missing the deny on the range creep, but this is the thing. Lina can keep outputting the deeps, has plenty of mana to work with, and we might even see a solo kill. It is possible if the OD steps woefully out of position. Down bottom, I don't see the Sand King getting too much done here. He's got to be extremely careful. He gets caught out. He could end up falling. Dot. He's hit level 2 and they see the Sand King. TPs are coming in. It is the Earth Spirit who's read this moment pretty perfectly. I'm done. Does have the Power Strike, quick telekinesis, but here's the Terrorblade. With the Metamorph looking to turn things around, I'm done. Will end up falling in Kark. 6 seconds on his Rolling Boulder. He's got to get himself out of here. He's got a Fairy Fire if need be. He's being blocked from the north. So he has no choice but to move deeper and deeper into the Radiant Tier 1. Gets blocked by the Earth Spirit and Dot. I mean, if I was the Terrorblade, I would like my supposed to leave that kill for me, but it's the Rubik who picks it up. It's going to pull him a bit closer to his boots. Good news for the Underlord though. The wave's pushing in. The Ancient Apparition hasn't done enough to control the creep equilibrium, and the Underlord's going to find some EXP here. The Sand King still stuck at level 1, and this is just getting worse and worse here for I'm done. Gets caught out with the telekinesis. Tries to get active with the burrow. He's going to be okay. But look at this. You got 2 range creeps. The wave's pushing in. And the Underlord's finding some level, some EXP. All he needs to do is move towards that Soul Ring on the bottle, and then he can keep spamming the Firestorm every now and then. He can also occasionally move into the jungle. Sand King not having the best time here. Still level 1. And it's going to be forced to pop his Salvia. Dot just chasing and forcing that mango out of the Sand King. Well, it's clear of both Reckoning Esports and Reckoning Infinity. WorldFab is coming out on top. We know which organization has the better offlaner, and seems as if the mid lane was starting to lean in favor of the leaner. Reckoning Esports recognizing this, calling for a rotation, not finding the kill though. And this shouldn't be happening. I mean, this shouldn't be happening. WorldFab finds a kill, and he's pulling the dire creep wave. The supports on the side of Reckoning Infinity. I saw this the last time around when they played Signify as well. I was a little disappointed with the 4 position plays. I mean, sure, you think of the 4 position, you think of heroes or players that roam around a lot, get a lot done. But if nothing else, you gotta win 1 out of your 3 lanes, and Kark isn't really securing any lane. But good news for the Sand King. The bottom wave is starting to push. He's hit level 2 after that 1 death on him, and he's gonna find more under tier 1 tower. The problem for the Sand King is around the 5-minute mark when that siege creep spawns, we might see Reckoning Esports just start pushing and trying to take down this tier 1 with the Metamorphosis. That is a possibility for Reckoning Esports. I'm done. Blocked off by the Fisher, looks to run the Boulder Smash. Gonna buy him some time, and Dot, low on mana, will not end up pursuing. Reckoning Infinity. They're having a hard time in the off lane, but the mid and top lane is going rather well. I mean, the cores are finding farm. They haven't shut down the enemy off laner, but Lifestealer, he's on top of the net worth charts. 2,900 gold. Losing my mind, going uncontested here in the safe lane, and I think Reckoning Infinity, they're trying to fix this off lane. They've thrown in body spot him, Kark in about a pop a smoke. And they're moving towards the bounty room. They might find the Earthshaker's already found his arcane boots. Perfect rolling boulder. With the boulder smash, they'll find the kill. Dot ends up dodging that gank. I like this adjustment coming out from the side of Reckoning Infinity. They've recognized that the safe lane's going okay. They're trying to fix the off lane as much as possible. Just help out the Sand King. And he's getting some alone time. He's got that point in Caustic. But this doesn't mean it. I don't think he's going to get away scot-free. Okay. Fortunately for him though, the Earthshaker not holding on to detection. The mid lane. OD not looking that good here. And yeah, I spoke of this. Back in the day, Lina was one of the better heroes versus the OD. Down bottom, this Earthshaker keeps running down. I'm done and I'm done. Trying to find his way out of here. He's got the Sandstorm coming off. Cooldown. Dot doesn't have the Metamorphosis, and even if he did, it wouldn't be in his best interest to commit it. Kark. I make the Infest play early on. They've got this Deep Observer one. And they should sense where the Underlord is. They drop the Ice Vortex. WorldFab moving further north. The Rolling Boulder though. Committed on the Rubik. And with the gold feet, they'll find the kill. Reckoning Infinity. Finding small pickups here and there. Primarily supports. Both their kills so far have been on the Rubik and the Earthshaker. But it isn't the end of the world. It's gold for the Earth Spirit. It's EXP for the Earth Spirit. And I think as a 4 position, you want all the XP that you can get. Considering that you're not getting much on the bounty runes, you want to find your XP somewhere. But Reckoning Esports, I mean, the support movements, they're clearly telling us a story here. They've recognized that this Lina is a problem. They're going to cordon her off, and with the Astral, Takagi will find himself that kill. Nothing that Kark in the Ancient Apparition could do to keep her, the Lina alive, and Sand King is finding some space in the midst of all this. They switched lanes as well. They've put the Lifestealer bottom. And Sand King, I think he might find the Earthshaker. Your Lifestealer does have the phase boots, but on my own, recognizes the fact that there's nothing to cancel his TP, just gets the hell out of there. Up top, Dot commits the Metamorphosis, and he's looking for the tier 1 Dara. Water caught in the trees, the Firestorm committed. And Water, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Does have another Tango, but he's really blocked off here, and Wolfab will find himself a kill. Moon looking really good in this mid lane, having a solid net worth advantage over the enemy mid laner. Does find the LSA and the Dragon Slave, but on my own is going to be absolutely okay. The Astral in the nick of time, controlling the Earth Spirit. Kark dropping low, and with the Arcane up, they find the kill. Down bottom, Wolfab. He's defending his tier 1 as well. So Reckoning Esports, a couple of key things going in their favor. They found the tier 1 up top. They're going to get the deny on the tier 1 bottom, which is somewhat significant considering the change to tower bounty of late. And yeah, Reckoning Infinity. They're going to try and find some sort of a response here. Wolfab just channeling the Dark Rev Rubik, being controlled. The Uber comes through, and all of them get the hell out of there. I'm done. Barely escaping, will not end up surviving. He chills in the Firestorm a bit too long, and I'm done. Ends up falling. I think the other key thing that I wanted to talk about was that the OD versus Lina lane, it was already favoring the Lina. They found that one kill on the Lina, that's okay. But then you go mid and you give OD another kill. Look at it. The net worth, it shifted back in favor of Takagi. And I think whatever effort Moon put in to try and win his lane, and he was doing a fairly good job. It's all been nullified now. And Reckoning Infinity, they've got to find this OD and try and find a pick-off. And they're doing exactly that. Quick smoke rotation, Kark with the rolling boulder. On point is always the boulder smash, and with the Laguna, they'll bring down the OD. They're chasing for more. The Ice Vortex slowing down the Earthshaker, and a perfectly timed Geomagnetic Grip sets up for the Lifestealer. Reckoning Infinity, making the plays when it matters the most. They end up finding both the OD as well as the Earthshaker. Great stuff coming up from Kark on the Earth Spirit. I mean, this is not something one says often, but as a 4 position, and especially as somebody playing the Earth Spirit, he's goddamn freaking skilled, but he's just got to be careful as to what he does with his time in the laning phase. I'm done trying to find some sort of a recovery here. And down bottom, I missed that. Apologies, boys. The Rubik ended up falling. This Earthshaker, he is chasing this Sand King all the way across the map, trying to shut down the Sand King as much as possible. Lifestealer is going for the Radiance. We'll get back to that a bit later, because at mid, Kark once again sets up on the OD, shuts down Takagi. And somehow, I'm not really sure how, but Reckoning Esports still have a 2000 net worth advantage. Something doesn't quite make sense here. But Moon, he's on the hunt. Does bump into the Underlord. Wolfab Moving across the map with the hood. The LSA will miss the infest damage. Won't connect. World Fab will just commit the Dark Rift and get the hell out of there. He actually ends up cancelling it. Avada moving through the enemy jungle, drops an observer. This should be an easy D-bot. I think they know about this, and Rubik does end up stealing the Ice Vortex. 13 minutes in, no one really coming out with a huge net worth advantage. It is 2,000 in favor of Reckoning Esports. I want to assume this is Tower Gold, because this is a combination of Tower Gold and how underfarmed the Sand King is in comparison to the Underlord. The Underlord, he's doing a lot of heavy lifting in the network department, and he's got this early pipe at 13 minutes in. So it's pretty obvious that Reckoning Esports, they want to fight early. Dot does bump into Moon, and Moon is going to be okay, but the Fisher's there. Rubik steals the LSA, looks to land it onto Du, lands it onto no one, and both Kark and Moon will get away. That could have been a great LSA coming out from the Rubik, but he doesn't quite connect in. Reckoning Infinity, they're thanking the stars here. Moon trying to build into that early Yule Scepter. I think this is also the kind of I think this is also the kind of game where you might see Moon build into a Shadow Blade and then a Silver Edge. The Silver Edge makes particularly great sense versus the Underlord. And I think he'll be building the Shadow Blade either way, just to go and find these pickoffs every now and then.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Takagi, he's searching for his 4-star. He's certainly going to need a BKB as well. And Avada just keeps... What is Avada doing even? I don't know. I played a lot of pubs with Moon, and I think Moon has a phrase for this. It's called garden gaming. Avada just walking around the map, trying to get wards down on his own. I think the good thing is that he baited out a sentry. Rubik was looking for the D-ward, but he didn't get it. And it seems as if Reckoning Esports haven't taken note of this observer board as well. Kark though, he's hit 6, he's got the Urn of Shadows. I'm pretty certain he's going to be looking to upgrade that into a Spirit Vessel just to deal with the Underlord. And try and shut down both the Underlord and the Terrorblade. For now though, with the Lifestealer infested inside of him, Reckoning Infinity, they're on the hunt for a pickoff. They're going to smoke in the enemy jungle. And yeah, I think that's been spotted out. One of these Radiant Observer wards did spot it out, and yeah, Reckoning Esports is just going to go back and try and farm. The Lifestealer, where is he? Yeah, so he's got the Radiance complete. I like the Radiance pickup for a number of reasons. It is late game insurance. The evasion is particularly good versus both the OD and the Terrorblade. And they're going to find World Fab here. The Ice Blast on point. Gonna try and shut down this Underlord, and Losing My Mind has the damage. The question is, does he get the hell out of here? Earthshaker not even bothering with the Fisher. Rubik ends up missing on the LSA.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This tier 2 tower is somewhat significant as far as map control is concerned. It's gonna allow you to control the Radiant neutrals. Gonna allow you to control the Radiant jungle. Look at TPs coming into the shrine. And generally force Reckoning Esports to clump up a bit more. And I spoke about this during the draft. He can keep doing this. He can just rage TP, and there's nothing that Reckoning Esports can do to punish this. Moon, he's got the Yule Scepter. He's going for the Bloodstone. And yeah, the problem is, I think this Bloodstone is coming a bit late. I'm not sure if it's gonna be coming online soon enough. You pick up a Bloodstone because you want to snowball, because you want to get charges. I think it's already the 20-minute mark. I'd like to see Moon build something like a Shadow Blade, go hunting for pickoffs, force the Rubik and the Earthshaker to invest more in sentries. Reckoning Esports. I mean, they're the ones investing in sentries. They're looking for these D-wards. They aren't finding them. Earthshaker dropping low the Astral. Takagi keeping his Earthshaker alive, but Moon can line up the LSA and he will. Takagi not even trying to punish Moon there. Can't really do too much. But look at this, Reckoning Infinity. This lifesteal is just grouping up, punning away on tier 1s. No contest at all from Reckoning Esports. Cock goes in the grip and the Magnetize on to do the Battle Strike. Catches only the Underlord. The Ice Blast coming through Rubik with the stolen Battle Strike has the potential to turn things around. They've controlled the Lifestealer. They want to bring him down, and there's the Rubik. Stolen Battle Strike. Sanity's Eclipse. They'll bring down one. But they've lost the Rubik and the Terrorblade. They're searching for Cock, and there's the Earthshaker. Fisher, Enchant Totem. Plenty of control to bring him down. It's a 2-for-2 exchange. And a pretty even one at that. But Reckoning Esports, they lose the tier 1. They end up denying it. But they lose the tier 1. Sand King, he did have the potential for a 2-man burrow. But only ended up using the Burrow Strike on 1. Earthshaker undercover with, I mean, he's got the Smoke of DC, he's got a Blink Dagger, and he might spot Reckoning Infinity make this play. Okay, so Reckoning Infinity smoke up as well. They see the OD up top. Sand King, he's got to be extremely careful. He finds the Underlord and they'll try and bring down World Fab. Defensive Astral though. Takagi looking to build up the Sand King with the Sandstorm, buying time but not long enough. The Fisher and the Pit of Malice does control him. Dot is here, but the Battle Strike will come through. I'm done. Gives away the Battle Strike to the Rubik, who whiffs on it though. The grip coming through, the Boulder Smash catches to Cock. He's got to be careful, the OD. Well, the OD is trying to do the best he can, but World Fav being run down here, losing my mind with the Radiance, finds the kill while the OD TP's out of there. Terrorblade did end up falling as well. Moon is on the hunt for more. Nope, not gonna chase. Moon getting closer and closer to his Bloodstone. Missing gold for one component and he's gonna be okay. But this Terrorblade, I mean, he ends up dying before he gets anything done in these fights. Moon just bursting him down in the previous engagement, committing the Laguna, finding the kill, and 21 minutes in, 11 to 12, the scores dead even, no one with too much of a lead as far as net worth is concerned. Have Reckoning Esports, have they gone into damage control mode? Have they recognized that they can just wait, let this TB get farmed and see what happens then? Cock, he's got his own Blink Dagger. I think that Infest was spotted. There was a Radiant creep giving Reckoning Esports vision of that. I'm done though. On the hunt. I mean, ever since the Sand King has picked up his Blink Dagger, Reckoning Infinity, they've been the ones constantly looking for pickoffs, and Reckoning Esports, they've been reacting. I'm done. Even finds himself an Invis rune. A lot of dire vision and an Invis rune for the Sand King. I don't think he should break his Invis for the Shaker, but he's going to. He could have gone on the Underlord, but he'll take the Lifestealer up to him. Rubik with the Stolen Burrow, controlling the Sand King, but not the Lifestealer. Chomps away, brings down the Underlord, and the LSA is there. Moon gets himself a triple and gets himself a bunch of Bloodstone charges as well. I mean, Dot as well as the OD not even choosing to be a part of that fight, and Reckoning Infinity. With the Solar Crest, they're going to move towards Roshan. Earthshaker does end up respawning, but I'm done. Blinks forward into the Radiant Shrine. I mean, I know that these are both teams of the same org, but I really can't tell who's an A roster here and who's a B roster. Both teams looking pretty darn close. 23 minutes in. I'm going to give the slight edge over to Reckoning Infinity here. And a lot of that edge is coming from this, I don't know, 15, 16, 17, how old is Moon? This 17-year-old kid from Pune. Sitting at the top of the net worth charts. Reckoning Infinity dictating the tempo of the game. March down the mid lane. Ice Blast comes through. Won't really connect, but Moon's got to be careful. The Pit of Malice. And that Dragon Slave from the Rubik doing a fair amount of work.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
But yeah, Reckoning Esports find a tier 1 tower. It is only the tier 1 tower at bottom. Does allow access to the jungle, but
Dire's bottom tower
it's okay. At mid though, you got the grip coming through. Lifestealer giving chase. The Astral is there. Lifestealer switches targets, moves on to the OD, but the Rage is worn off. Two-man power strike coming out from the Sand King. Pit of Malice controlling them. Quick Dark Rift coming out from the Underlord. The Laguna committed. Takagi looking to get into the Dark Rift. Gets the heck out of there. No earn charges, unfortunately, in the Earth Spirit. Otherwise, he would be healing up his Lifestealer. However, losing my mind, he's got the Aegis. And Reckoning Esports, they're moving down the mid lane. They haven't expended any cooldowns. The boulder smash is there. Quick Fisher. An Echo Slam catching no one but Thin Air as losing my mind. Pops the rage, laughs and runs away. Well, I think Moon has another word for that kind of an Echo Slam, and I'm probably the biggest criminal when it comes to this. I think he calls it a selfie.
Radiant are scared.
He's used it many a time when I play the Earthshaker. But Reckoning Infinity, they're starting to group up. I really like this. It's not that they have a huge net worth advantage, but they've got the Aegis. They should look to force the issue, take the gamble. All they've got to be careful about is saving that Lifestealer when his rage wears out.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's primarily upon the Sand King in the Earth Spirit to ensure that this Lifestealer doesn't end up dying once his rage wears out.
Radiant's bottom tower.
But yeah, Reckoning Infinity, they're gonna find a tier 2. Dot, he's been dodging these battles. He's got his Dragon Lance. And Yasha at 5,200 gold.
Is under attack.
I think he picks up a BKB. That's what his team needs from him. And yeah, someone needs to give this man an own charge. Hawk.
Dire are scanning.
I'm done. Well, feeling the pain of the Terblade illusion. Dot still holding on to that goal. Does pick up his BKB. But I'm not sure why he committed his Metamorphosis to farm Ancients when he already had that much gold. This is telling me that Reckoning Esports do not want to fight. The problem is, if Reckoning Infinity look to force a fight right now, Reckoning Esports will be fighting without the Metamorphosis. Lifestealer though, I mean, he's been spending a lot of time infested in this Earth Spirit, which I don't mind, but he's starting to fall off as far as net worth is concerned. I mean, you can see that Reckoning Infinity is still a new team that's working out the Kings. The Lifestealer wants to fight, but the others don't want to. Just as I say that, mid lane, nothing's going to connect as Takagi does manage to use his Hurricane Pike and get himself out of there. Kark missing on the boulder smash. Still lurking in the trees.
I'll take your tribute.
That's okay. He knew his Aegis was timing out, so he gets the regen. And Reckoning Infinity haven't done too much the past couple of minutes, but that's definitely better than forcing something. Losing my mind, he's got the Asha complete on that Lifestealer. Sand King goes in, gets the burrow, it's on the OD epicenter. Not committed, Sand King being controlled, forced down as well. The grip is there, controls the Rubik. They're trying to burst down the OD, but the Dark Rift is there, and with his BKB, he's staying alive. The Rubik, not that fortunate, will end up falling. It's a support for a support, but Reckoning Infinity. Look at them knock down the Tier 2s, but the Echo Slam catches Fiend with the Eclipse. They'll bring down the Lifestealer. They're chasing for more. Moon dropping low. Takagi with the Arcane Orb gets himself a triple kill. Earthshaker showing up in style. And Takagi's chasing for more. He's found the Ancient Apparition. And Takagi gets that kill as well. Now Reckoning Esports being extremely patient about it, are now marching down the mid lane as Reckoning Infinity force a fight around the tier 2 and don't find too much.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Problem is, Reckoning Infinity, they don't want to give up these tier 2s. It is still map control, and they need to keep them alive. Both teams, they're going to try and contest the next Roshan as heavily as possible. Ice Blast, scouting things out. The Earthshaker, he's getting his Echo Slam up cooldown in a minute. Tailblade has got that Sanjay Asha complete since that BKB dot. All that he's been doing is just farming and farming away, not participating in these team fights. And Lifestealer looking for that Sanjay Asha. Again, all Reckoning Esports have to do in these team fights is just kite out the duration of the rage and then immediately control and burst down that Lifestealer. That's all they have to do. Losing my mind, I think he'll possibly try and build more armor here. Maybe something like an AC. But he keeps infesting in this Earth Spirit and he's constantly searching for pickoffs. The problem is that Reckoning Infinity, they haven't got too much information coming through from their observers. So they aren't really seeing where Reckoning Esports are, and they just keep infesting blindly into the Earth Spirit, hoping that someone from the side of Reckoning Esports is out of position. They've got a smoke, and that's the only way they're going to fight pickoffs. They have no vision. They don't see what Reckoning Esports are up to, but they do sense that Roshan is on the cards. World Fav on the Underlord is pushing out mid. Up top, Earthshaker goes in with the Fish of the Grip, coming a second too late. Roshan gonna respawn in a good 2 minutes, so both teams have got a lot of time. Oh, but look at this. The Earthshaker goes in with the Echo Slam. Quick Power Strike in the grip as well. Power Strike stolen by the Rubik. Ice Blast coming through. The Power Strike controlling Am down on the Sand King. Lina trying to get something done, but the LSA will miss. Losing my mind, moves forward, but his rage has worn off. He's trying to bring down Takagi, but not. With the Metamorphosis pounding away on the Lifestealer, does manage to bring him down. Awada will fall as well in Takagi. Wicked Sick chases for more. Wants Kark on the Earth Spirit, but this is a pointless chase while elsewhere, Dot searching for Moon. Lotus Orb upon him, doesn't have the reflection, needs a little bit of control, and there's the Rubik with the stolen Power Strike. Toggles the Null Field offensively, and Reckoning Esports recognize that the chase is futile. Quick burst strike coming out from the Rubik. I think Boulder Smash stolen by him as well. But Reckoning Infinity, they're gonna disengage. Even though Reckoning Esports were woefully out of position, it was a 3v5 engagement at that point, and without the lifestealer, they just don't feel confident. Reckoning Esports though, they're the ones feeling fairly confident. They're marching down mid. And they're gonna Dark Rift all the way back home. Deal with the push bottom. Moon, he's got his BKB complete. So, the best thing that Reckoning Infinity can do right now is find a pick off bottom, push out bottom, force rotations bottom, and get started on Roshan at the exact same time. Instead, Moon, forced to pop his 10-second BKB, looks to turn the LSAs at Takagi. Healthy with that forced up. Dot in the pit, gets the reflection going. I'm done. It's gonna be okay, but Roshan has respawned. And we're gonna see both teams dance around the pit, trying to win that one team fight that's gonna probably decide the outcome of this game. Wolfab, he's gotta make sure that he doesn't get caught off split pushing. Reckoning Esports looking for a pick of themselves. Lifestealer is going to be careful. Has the rage, has the TP. He's going to get out of there. He's going to be okay until the OD picks up something like a Scythe of Vice. The Lifestealer is going to keep doing that. Once again, Reckoning Esports, they have this opportunity. They could push out bottom a bit and get started on Roshan either way. But yeah, they're taking Roshan, and Reckoning Infinity don't even know what's going on. Lifestealer uses Rage TP to get out of that situation. But he's in no position to contest Roshan, and now Reckoning Esports with Aegis and Cheese, they're marching down the mid lane. Dot, he's picked up a Skadi as well. Cock, prepping for that perfect backstab. Gets the Boulder Smash, the Magnetize, and the Grip on it too. Power Strike will whiff. I'm done. Having a particularly rough day, but with that pipe, that Magnetize means nothing. And Reckoning Esports, they can go back in. What's the play from Reckoning Esports? I mean, if you're Reckoning Infinity, you can probably be doing two things right now. You can be farming buyback, just in case they come marching down the mid lane and you're forced to fight and you end up losing that fight. At least you got buyback. The other thing you can do is find a pick off and ensure that Reckoning Esports are never being given the opportunity to group up as 5. Instead, I don't know. They're moving around as 5. They aren't doing too much with it. And Reckoning Esports, they'll try and take down the last tier 2 tower on the map. Giving up this tier 2, I think it's kind of significant. I mean, Reckoning Infinity, they've got no choice but to defend their high ground. But they've lost all outer towers. And Reckoning Esports might even come marching up high ground. Production, I think now would be a good time to drop down the buyback status. Dot just pops his metamorphosis. Moon gets controlled with a bit of malice. There's a quick power strike returned by the Lotus Up. Moon controlled by the Fisher, but on the back lines. Lifestealer goes in. He wants one, and it's no Rubik that he'll find. He moves on to World Fab, doing a fair amount of work with the Solar Crest, but is Infest on cooldown. The damage too much. Losing my mind will end up falling in. Kar can only watch. Echo Slam coming out from the Earthshake as he brings down Moon. Moon, with all those Bloodstone charges, will still take a good 49 seconds to respawn. And the Fisher, it's going to control the Sand King. It's all falling apart for Reckoning Infinity here. But losing my mind with the buyback, wants to fight somehow. Astral, keeping the Earthshaker alive while Dot runs down the Lifestealer. Reckoning Esports, they want this kill. They want to die back on the Lifestealer. And if they do manage to force it, it could very well be the end of the game here. Barrick still standing bottom. Dot is going to come deal with it. But the Underlord with 160 bonus damage courtesy that Atrophy Aura will work on the tier 3 tower at mid. Moon is going to be respawning in a bit. How much can one Lina do? Burst Strike catches to the Ice Blast coming through. The Fisher holds back the Earth Spirit. Dark Rift just in case, but they've lost the Sand King. Reckoning Esports, if anything, should be looking to fight. But they're going to show some mercy. They're going to go back home. And even then, they take both the Earth Spirit and the Sand King down before going back home. They're going to go shop a bit and come back marching down the mid lane with a couple of new toys. Marching down top, rather. Moon, he's got the dead list complete. He's building towards a Bloodthorn. I don't know if evasion is the issue. Sure, True Strike and those crits will help, but I think someone's got to build a nullifier. The Lifestealer, he's really started dropping behind in terms of net worth. The Underlord getting ahead of him in the net worth charts.
Dire's top shrine is under attack. Dire's top shrine has fallen.
Losing my mind, pushing up the top lane, gets caught up by the telekinesis. The Borrow Strike is there. Amdown has got to be careful. Quick Lotus up, keeping the Rubik healthy. The Boulder Smash coming through, buys him some time. But the stolen Borrow Strike controls the Sand King as he ends up falling in. Kar, caught on the wrong side of the Fisher, will fall as well. Reckoning Infinity try to take a fight outside their base and they end up dying. Moon pops his BKB. Well, they got the Rubik, but Dot still standing strong. Hasn't used the Sunder a single time in the game. Man's up. Man fights the Lifestealer. He's going to win this one. Moon ends up falling in base as well as Reckoning Esports. Well, they're going to come out on top today. Reckoning Infinity, they had their moments, but something tells me that Reckoning Esports is the more experienced side. They're the ones that don't crumble under pressure. Things didn't get off too well as far as the early game was concerned for them. But they held their own, they farmed the items, Dot just kept on farming. Lifestealer kept forcing fights, which was actually hindering his farm, and Reckoning Esports end up coming out on top today. That's it. As far as the Dota 2 broadcast is concerned, my name is Vivek. You can give me feedback, love, hate, like, dislike at facebook.com/VWWAKcasting. But I think that's about it for now. I'm going to hand it over to our panelists. Angela and Vagish, would love to hear your thoughts on this one.
Welcome back, everybody, to the analyst desk here at the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League. Brought to you by Omen by HP, Intel, and HyperX, and presented to you by Nordwind Gaming and ESL.
Yes.
Very interesting game. Reckoning Esports doing exactly everything to the point. Everything was spick and span. Like, I mean, it was a Lego movie playing out in front of me, if I can add a little bit too scent flary stuff for my own. It was like a Lego movie. Not that Reckoning Infinity played bad. Please don't get me wrong, unless that's the recent trend apparently. If I don't take the name.
If I had to just summon this game in like 5 lines, it would be the Reckoning Infinity started out beautifully.
Yeah.
I mean, the scoreline was pretty head-on till about like 20 minutes in game. To a point, I even thought a Reckoning Infinity would take this game because they did get that edge in the middle of the game. Once they got that Aegis on the lifestealer, things were faring pretty well for them. But I think the few flaws that they basically made was lifestealer was spending more time with the Earth Spirit trying to get ganks done. And I would have to give props to the support player from Reckoning Esports. His wards were spot on. He always knew where Reckoning Infinity was. And that kind of was easy for Reckoning Esports to build on, because even though they knew that their draft was a much later phase of the game, they made sure that their carry, the Terror Blade, got enough space to farm. And that is a place where I would talk about experience, because Reckoning Esports, why are they still above Reckoning Infinity, even for me at this given point, would be just because they have played this game with much more experience.
Yeah.
When you talk about wards, brilliantly placed, they really didn't take unnecessary fights. They knew at the beginning of the game there was this time when the Terror Blade got Ancient Apparition's blast right on him.
Yeah.
And that is the main reason why Ancient was even picked up. And I was somewhere worried that did they just make a mistake of picking a TB into an AA, which will cost them a loss. But after that, the TB never got a single blast on him. He made sure that he was always going inside the fight after the Ancient kind of used his ultimate. And that is where we talk about experience again, because the Ancient should have kept his ultimate, the Ice Blast, just for the Terror Blade, because that is why that hero is particularly picked up. And at given points of time, players kind of get a little frustrated, a little tired, they make wrong moves. So I wouldn't say that this game was Reckoning Esports playing fantastically well. Yes, they did. But Reckoning Infinity did play really well to the 25-minute mark, and when suddenly the lifestealer started not getting time to really get items, he was taking more fights. The Terror Blade took complete advantage of that
situation
and kind of moved around with the game. Also, Takagi, a brilliant OD player out there. I mean, he got his BKB up and running really quick and kind of helped his whole team sustain till the Terror Blade really came back into the fight and was able to do stuff. The Sand King, lovely burrow strikes coming in from him. He always got 2-man burrow strikes, and I would commend Moon here. Beautifully played on the Lina.
Yep.
In the mid lane also, I expected the OD to kind of hammer the Lina, but like Vivek also mentioned, Lina is a good counter against OD, and Lina was also getting the support from the Earth Spirit in the early game to kind of get that momentum going for herself and her team to kind of come and move forward. So summing this up, I would just say that Reckoning Infinity just needs to watch this replay and see basically where they made their errors. And I think in the next game they will be much better, because it was not like they couldn't defeat Reckoning Esports. They were on par till a point. It was just that at one level above, Reckoning Esports just said, you know what, you guys are really aggressive right now. We're just going to take a step back, get our carry farmed, get everybody farmed, up and running, get that Blink Dagger on the Earth
and then make that push.
And then make that play. And that's where they kind of took the game for themselves.
Alrighty then. So who's going to be your MVP?
I think I'll go to Takagi. He got... I was a little confused between Moon and Takagi because both of them played really good mid. But I'll give Takagi because his BKB timing was really good in most of the fights. Yeah.
Alright. Well, that sums up today's game of DOTA. We'll be back again tomorrow with more Clash Royale, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and again DOTA. I don't know why I'm like calling it DOTA 2. But we will be coming back again tomorrow. Again, same time, same place, same people, but different games, and a hell lot of fun. Well, this is what we have for you guys. I'm your host, Wagij Gotslebhan.
And I'm Angela Gonzalez.
And we will meet you again tomorrow.
Yay, see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Have a beautiful evening and keep gaming.